Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. My name is Aaron and this is the Dublin Senior Football Championship Final preview and build-up show. Kilmacud Crokes are taking on the Fianna on Sunday, 4:30, live on TG Cahir as well in Parnell Park. The Dublin Senior Football Championship Final is here, and quite the bizarre circumstances in many ways, because I'm sure as many football fans and I suppose GAA fans would know, and especially here in Dublin, Kilmacud Crokes going for the double-double in many ways. You know, they're not just going for the double in football like they won last year. They won the double in football and hurling, but they're going for it again. You know, they're going for it again in football and hurling. Bizarre circumstance, and incredibly enough, they'll play the same team, which is the Fianna, in both football and hurling. So, you know, an absolute ding-dong battle really is expected of them two now in the next sort of couple of weeks. And as a Dublin fan myself, I'm very, very excited for it. Look, I suppose we'll break down each team. We'll look at potential matchups. We'll look at maybe how the games could go. And we'll look at, you know, who could be the potential match winners on the day for either team. We'll start with Kilmacud Crokes because they're going to be the favourites. They're the team that everyone is expecting to win this game. You know, I've said very openly on this channel a couple of times that I expect them to go on and win the All-Ireland. I could change my mind, you know, with new facts and new information, you know, comes a new hypothesis. There we go. That's a bit of great literature from yourself there, from myself. I'm talking to myself here. Going a bit mad. I think, should I restart this? No, fuck it. We'll just keep going. Kilmacud Crokes. Look, I mean, we know the talent of Shane Walsh. We know how good he is. We've seen him score 8 points versus Thomas Davis. He scored 13 points in total so far this year. He's the obvious target man. He's the, well, not a target man as such, but he's the obvious main man on this Kilmacud Crokes team. And with the fact that
Paul Mannion
is now going to be out possibly for the rest of the entirety of the club season, he might be back for a potential All-Ireland club final, but even that isn't a guarantee. So there's even more pressure now on Shane Walsh to really take over that mantle, to really deliver for this Kilmacud Crokes side, and to really be the main man. And you know, he's going to be the man over the frees. He's going to be the man that Kilmacud Crokes look to get the ball into. Against Thomas Davis, I thought he was very much sort of back to his best in some ways, in a similar fashion to how we seen him in Galway and playing for Galway. You know, but with Thomas Davis, or with Kilmacud Crokes against Thomas Davis, he was dropping a lot deeper on the ball. He was almost playing as an extra man in midfield at times, and I think maybe he was probably playing that way because of how Thomas Davis had set up in some respects, like there a lot of men behind the ball, and you know, their wing backs and cornerbacks probably weren't going to venture as far forward as what we're probably going to see with the Fianna. So I think Shane Walsh was probably allowed a bit more space and in midfield, or you know, just dragging the sort of his marker sort of out of a defensive position. So you know, I think that probably explains that. I think you would expect him to be a little bit closer to goal in this game. But then again, at the same time, you want him on the ball because, you know, as I've said before, he's one of those absolute super talents that can kick points from 40 odd yards that you just don't see really too often in the Dublin Championship, or really in sort of championship games. You know, you might see it from the odd sort of player here and there, but you know, he's just a phenomenal talent. But as I've said multiple times with Kilmacud Crokes, I mean, they have a very good full forward in Darragh Mullen. Hugh Kenny's looked decent when he's been in the side as well. Shane Cunningham, Tom Fox have all been very impressive as well. Shane Cunningham, I think when he's sometimes come off the bench, he's often sort of added an added output to this side. You've got the likes of Cian O'Connor who can come off the bench as well. We've seen him be a real sort of super sub for Kilmacud Crokes in the last couple of seasons, and midfield pairing is very well set. Craig Diaz, Ben Shovlin. Craig Diaz, I've said multiple times, you know, it's probably too late for him to come back into to the Dublin panel now, like if we're really going to be brutally honest. You know, but I think he's very, very good for this Kilmacud Crokes side. He wins a lot of ball. He's a reliable man in possession, you know, and we've seen him dishing out a fair few heavy hits down the years as well. And with Rory O'Carroll, what you have in at number 6 is a real sort of a raw and free-flowing, high-flying centre-back who, you know, I think is probably in the form of his life at the minute. You know, I think he's in really, really good form with Kilmacud Crokes at the moment. You know, perhaps taking a back stick from the Dublin senior footballers has probably worked wonders, because, he's not picking up as many injuries anymore. He looks as fit as a fiddle. He's getting up and down that pitch like an absolute racehorse. And we've seen that goal he scored, or the couple of goals he scored, obviously, in the game versus Temple Ogue. So I think he's in absolutely brilliant form at the moment. And, I don't think Kilmacud Crokes have been at their absolute best so far this season. I still think they've another level to go up on. I still think there is improvement in this team. I think, Thomas Davis caused them a couple of issues at times. Coola were, maybe about 10 minutes away from possibly dethroning Kilmacud Crokes as the reigning Dublin champions. And I think Na Fianna have got as good as a chance as anyone to beat them. I really do. And I really do feel that this will be Kilmacud Crokes' toughest test, possibly up until an All-Ireland semi-final. I really do, because Na Fianna, when you look at their squad, their team, and how they play together as a unit, I think they're going to give Kilmacud Crokes a lot of problems. I really do. Defensively, they've been very solid. One of the best teams defensively in the championship this year. Owen O'Dea has been sensational at fullback. Owen Merchant, who's been brilliant defensively, but also, doing the classic sort of trademark Owen Merchant performances, which is sort of carrying the ball out from the back and setting up plays in front of him. I think he's been excellent at that as well. Johnny Cooper, who I've often been critical of in the past, and I think he did have a dodgy enough game against Whitehall, but to give him a lot of respect, I thought he was brilliant against Ballybowden, and I thought it was a really good performance from himself that day. The question is, looking at that Na Fianna defence, is who is going to pick up Shane Walsh? I think that's going to be the big question mark. I don't think you put Johnny Cooper on him, because whilst Johnny Cooper has the physicality to dish out heavy hits to Shane Walsh, he's going to be in his face and cause a lot of problems, but he is quite hot-headed, and I don't know if he quite has the pace or the endurance to keep up with Shane Walsh for a full 70 minutes. I'm not sure that's a good matchup, if I'm being honest. It'd be interesting to see what kind of role Shane Walsh plays. If he does drift sort of further out the field, could you see Adam Rafter go on him? And the thing is with Adam Rafter is that when he gets the ball, he's going to make a lot of forward runs as well, which could potentially drag Shane Walsh back, but also it could leave him sort of free, if Kilmacud Crokes sort of win possession back and go on the attack. So, I'm sure for Na Fianna management, they're going to be watching, not this video, but I'm sure that they'll have been watching Kilmacud Crokes and Shane Walsh in the last couple of games and thinking, who do we put on him? Ali Fitzgerald has been sensational for Na Fianna this season, in my opinion. He scored a point the last day out. He was excellent against Whitehall. I think he scored 2 that day, 1 man of the match. He's definitely put his hand up to come into the Dublin team. He's shown all the good sort of skills of a wing back. I'm not too sure if he's got the explosiveness of a James McCarthy, or he's going to be straight into the Dublin team. You've obviously got Jack McCaffrey coming back in there this year, but I think defensively he's a sound option, and I think having him in around the squad would be very good from a Dublin perspective. Looking at the forward line then for Na Fianna, Conor McHugh, I've sung his praises a lot of times. Expect him to be in and around the Dublin panel this year. 1-8 in his last 2 games, which is a very impressive tally. 1-4 of which from play. He's also playing hurling as well. He plays fullback with the Na Fianna hurlers, so expect to see him playing in the Dublin Senior Hurling Championship final as well, which is going to be an interesting one. You've got Glenn O'Reilly in there. Aaron Byrne looks very good at times as well. David Lacey scored 1-3 the last day, 1-3, 1-2 from play. So, I think Na Fianna have got a very well-rounded squad, and I think they're going to cause problems. I do think, Conor McHugh is going to cause problems for that Kilmacud Crokes fullback line. I think you're going to see David Lacey get in and around there. And I think the thing that has impressed me with Na Fianna, is that they're on it from 1 minute to the last minute. And the quick hand passes, the quick interchange, they mix their game up. There's not one set style in play. I just hope they don't revert to type and go defensively in this game and fear that Kilmacud Crokes might blow them away. I hope they go at Crokes, and I hope they don't show them the respect in many ways and they get after them, because I think they will cause Crokes problems. And we've seen with Crokes quite a lot in the championship this year they are quite slow starters. They conceded 1-1 in the opening couple of minutes versus Thomas Davis. It took them until the last 10 minutes really to get going, against Coola. So I think that's another sort of interesting sort of dynamic coming into this one. Kilmacud Crokes from the kickouts as well have been excellent. They've pressed up brilliantly against Thomas Davis and pressed up brilliantly against Coola. Very good at that squeeze, and it was very, very hard for teams to play through them. So that's another interesting one as well. But David O'Hanlon, as we've seen from when he's come into the Dublin team at times, I think he's a very good kicker of a ball, and he's possibly even putting his hand up to possibly getting that Dublin team maybe as well. But yeah, in terms of a prediction then, or in terms of how I see the game going, I think Kilmacud Crokes have got the better midfield, which could be a big, big impact. I think they'll be better in possession. And I think Crokes will probably just about shade it. I think it'll be very, very close. I fancy Na Fianna to cause a lot of problems for Kilmacud Crokes in this game. I think how they deal with Owen Merchant venturing forward is going to be a difficult one. How do you stop Conor McHugh, Aaron Byrne? But at the same time, Crokes have got a lot of options. And as I've said time and time again with Crokes, is that they have that winning mentality now in their club. They have that winning belief. They have that sort of, motivation within themselves to overcome challenges and overcome obstacles. And we've seen them do that, when they were down and out against Coola at times and they looked possibly beaten. They found a way to turn it around and they came through the adversity. And, Crokes have seriously got their eye on that All-Ireland. They come through this game, they play Naas in the Leinster Club Senior Football Championship. Look, that'll be a tough test, but I just think Na Fianna are going to push them as close as possibly anyone will up until an All-Ireland semi-final, depending on who they play, and possibly even an All-Ireland final. I think Na Fianna will really, really push them. I really, really do. Kilmacud Crokes might have the advantage with the fact that a lot of Na Fianna do have a lot of dual players in their team. Conor McHugh is one we mentioned already. So could Na Fianna have their eye on that hurling final as well? Could that maybe hinder preparation? I don't know. So, that could maybe be a bit of a problem as well. But I expect Na Fianna to push them. I think it could go to extra time, but I don't see Crokes losing this game. I think they'll find a way to win. It wouldn't surprise me if they bring, Cian O'Connor off the bench to make a difference. And I think they'll edge it. I think it will be close though, and I hope I'm wrong. Look, as a Northside man, I want Na Fianna to win it. I want Na Fianna to win both games. The hurling one as well. I'd love to see them represent Dublin in the Leinster Club Senior Football Championship. Na Fianna haven't won this since 2005. Huge historical club in Dublin when you think of some of the players that have come through Na Fianna down the years. Desi Farrell being the obvious one. Jason Sherlock obviously as well. So, Na Fianna, very, very big historical club. I hope they get over the line. I'll certainly be cheering for them. I'm hopefully going to be at the game as well. So we'll have to see what happens there. But best of luck, Na Fianna. Best of luck, Kilmacud Crokes. I think Crokes will win it by a point. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll have to wait and see. Well, cheers anyone who tuned in. Hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoy this content. There will be a match reaction out, of course, after the Dublin Senior Football Championship final, and of course plenty of other match reactions out this weekend as well. Let me know as well, for people watching, what club games do you want me to cover on the channel? Is there any big games you think that you'd like me to discuss? Let me know, because I'm more than open to spend a bit of quid in the odd game maybe, as long as it doesn't clash with this one, of course. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments down below. My name's Aaron. I'll see you all later.